Hi, I'm Tiffany. Welcome to Towering TBR. If you're new here, I'm chronically ill and disabled. I read a wide variety of books, and every month I play a fun TBR game to help me choose what I'd like to read for the following month. I have been doing this game every month this year. I will put the playlist in the description below. If you haven't seen my November TBR and you'd like to, I'll add it in the cards and in the description below. But go check that out now because I will be spoiling the results from last month. First, I wanted to mention that I had a bingo and I asked if I should buy a book I knew I loved and had already read or a new book by Ursula K. Le Guin that I had not yet read. Y'all hands down unanimously voted for the Ursula K. Le Guin, so that is the one I bought. Thank you so much for all of your input. I'm excited to get to it. Last month I drew G50, which was a translated book. For that I read Kim Jung, born 1982 by Cho Nam-ju, so I checked that off. Next I drew I-26, which was a top-rated book, and for that I read A Kind of Spark by Elle McNichol. Check. I also drew I-21, which was a repeat author. And for that, I read The Lathe of Heaven by Ursula K. Le Guin. Check. And lastly, I drew G56. And for that was an Audie winner, and I read Too Much Is Not Enough by Andrew Rannells. Check. Excellent. So I got all of those done. One thing I wanted to mention is that because I have migraines, I do a lot of my reading via audiobooks. I recently signed up for Libro FM, which you can buy audiobooks, and it will also donate a small portion to a local bookstore that you choose. I'm going to put my referral code in the description below, and if you're interested, check it out. I will get a free audiobook if you sign up, and they're having a deal where you can get a free audiobook as well. If you're not an audiobook reader or you don't have the budget, no pressure. It's not sponsored. It's just something I wanted to tell you about. As you can see, there are very few balls left. 9 to be exact. I normally pull 4 balls, but this month I'm going to pull 5 because I'd like to finish in January. I am already starting my new bingo board and coming up with prompts, but if you have any prompts that you would like to see on my bingo board, definitely make sure to suggest them in the comments down below, and I'll take your input. Lastly, before we get to the rolls, I am buddy reading in December Brave New World by Aldous Huxley with Audrey from Audrey Approved. I'll link her in the description below. So I'm hoping I can get this on my TBR, but if I can't, it will go on top. All right, on to the rolls. G58, and that is On a Boat. Excellent. Okay, for that I'm going to be reading The Ship Beneath the Ice by Menson Bound. This is a nonfiction all about a current explorer who is trying to retrace Ernest Shackleton's disastrous adventure down in Antarctica and is trying to see if he can find the sunken boat. I love shipwreck stories. I read Endurance earlier this year, or maybe it was last year. Not sure, but I am really excited for it. And it takes place on a boat. Excellent. Roll 2. O73. That is a book with disability representation. Honestly, I have so many books that this could apply, but this book just recently came out. It is called Sail Me Away Home by Anne-Claire Lizotte. This is a middle grade story. It's the third in a series, although they're kind of companions. You can read them in whichever order. And it focuses on a deaf girl who goes to France with some missionaries and starts to learn French Sign Language, which is a really huge influence on American Sign Language. This is historical fiction, and it looks like it would be really good. I also have Disability Pride by Ben Matlin. This is essays about different disabilities and disability activists and what they've accomplished since the ADA passed in the United States in 1990. This was on my nonfiction November TBR as a possibility, but I have not yet gotten to it. So, both of them sound good, but I've read a lot of nonfiction, and I just put that nonfiction boat on my list. So I think I'm going to go with Sail Me Away Home. All right, roll 3. I-28. That is a book with 500 or more pages. Okay, if you saw my end of year TBR tag, which I will link in the cards and in the description, you will know that I have both of these on my would really like to get to list. The first is Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is a science fiction story, a first contact with aliens, and I know it has like giant spiders, which I'm not a huge fan of spiders, so I'm hoping this won't be too creepy, but this is well over 500 pages. And I think it's the start of a trilogy. The other book is A Fine Balance by Rohinton Mistry. And this is an epic story of 4 people in India. And just heard nothing but praise for this very long, sweeping, epic story. So, dang, I really want to get to both of these. But I'm going to prioritize A Fine Balance. I'm hoping I can get this in maybe with a different roll, but we're gonna pick A Fine Balance. All right, roll 4. B7, which is a microhistory. Excellent. I'm glad I didn't pick that other nonfiction because now we're getting a second nonfiction on the TBR. Back in a mo. Okay, so this was an easy one for me. I'm going to pick up Wonder Drug by Jennifer Vanderbees. This is all about the disaster of the drug thalidomide, which caused horrific birth defects. And yeah, it just sounds really interesting. And it was also on my nonfiction November, and I just hadn't gotten to it yet. So that is what I'm choosing, Wonder Drug. All right, we have 4, but we're doing 5 this time. So last roll. Whoops. I'll take the first one that came out, and that was B13, which is a shorty. Okay, for me, a shorty is a book under 250 pages, and I've got some choices. Okay, I've narrowed it down to 2. The first is I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman. This is a dystopian, and it's quite short. I think it's not even 200 pages. And the other is, at the very end of November, Saga Volume 11. This is 10. It's just a placeholder. Saga Volume 11 is going to be out, and they run about 160 pages. So that would count as a shorty. And I've already pre-ordered it. I'm very excited to get to it. I actually really want to read both of these. You know what? I'm going to be kind to myself. December will be busy, so I am going to add Saga Volume 11 as my shorty. Which means we did not get Brave New World on my TBR this time. So I will be just adding that on top. So I will be reading Brave New World, Saga Volume 11, Wonder Drug, A Fine Balance, Sail Me Away Home, and The Ship Beneath the Ice. All right, I think that's a great TBR. It's very mixed, really represents my taste pretty well. What are you reading in the month of December? Anything exciting or any holiday themed books? Let me know down in the comments and we can have a chat. Thank you so much for joining. Bye.